is it okay to sell? If it's okay to sell, how should I go about it? How do I do it in a way that's sensitive, that's graceful, and that it doesn't feel like it's taking advantage of the situation to myself or to the people I'm making my offer to? Right. So that's really what I want to talk about today, because I have a lot of thoughts on this, as you guys can imagine. Before we get started, though, the first thing I want to say is I was scrolling through my newsfeed, and there is so much negative energy that I'm seeing towards people who are stepping up and sharing their offers. And that, I mean, it's incredibly negative energy. Like, how it's kind of like, how dare you, how unclassy, all of those things. And here's what I have to say to that, first of all. There's so many things. First of all, that's not okay. This is not a time for negativity like that, especially when the people making those offers are coming from a place, the majority of people are coming from this place of, I am here to really be of service. I truly believe my product is what's needed right now, and I'm stepping up and offering it and standing up for what I believe in, right? So that's first of all, that kind of negativity is not okay. Second of all, you have to really think about those people are being responsible, stepping up for what they believe in so many ways, right? They're stepping up and they're saying, when I make sales, I truly believe I am serving. And that is what I believe as well, and what we talk about all the time. They are taking a stand for their employees, their audience, because who does it help if they stop running their business? It definitely doesn't help their families. It doesn't help their employees who depend on them. And it doesn't help their audience either, because this is the time for them to step up even more if they truly believe what they're saying, that, hey, what I'm selling is of value, it's of service, it's helpful. Then if all those things are true, why would now be the time to stop, right? So that is something that is so, like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I truly believe this is true for everybody here. You've got something to offer, right? You're absolutely coming from a place of, I want to help out. And so we're going to talk about how to do it, though, in tough times like this, from a place of grace. Okay, because that's really important for us to be sensitive, to be graceful, to let people know where that's coming from, versus feeling like, hey, you not feeling good or someone else not feeling good about you making that sale. All right, so I'm seeing Nicole, Oscar, Jason. Hi, everyone. Good to see you guys. All right, so the first thing that there are a few steps I really want to talk through today in terms of how to think through selling what you need during a time like this, selling what your people need, selling what you want to offer during a time like this. And the first step, it always goes back to this. If you take away nothing from today's video, I want you to take away one thing, which is selling when done right? Not pushy selling, not manipulative selling, none of that kind of, what people are doing, which is not right, buying up things that are needed right now and selling them at ridiculous prices, nothing like that. Not coming from a place of, you need to buy this now because of whatever, but selling from a place of, hey, this is valuable, this is helpful, people need it now. That is always being of service. And that's what we're here to do. And so that is something you really need to own and step to. And when you come from that place, we're going to talk through how to position your offers, and we're going to talk through how to really have that even be even more helpful to the people you're sharing that offer with. So if you're coming from that place, step one, the first thing I want you to think about is, what can I offer that would be most helpful right now, right? How can I best help? And the thing is, there are so many ways you can go about this, just thinking through, and this can take a few minutes, right? So for example, I know Nicole's on this live stream. Nicole helps retail boutique owners increase their sales, both in their retail boutiques and online, because she's got a ton of experience doing that for big retailers like Nike and Ann Taylor. And so during a time like this, what would be incredibly helpful is for people with physical retail boutiques who are really scared right now because maybe they don't have a ton of cash in the bank. They don't know how long they're going to have to keep their business closed. They're not getting a ton of business, to really help them move their business online, drive more sales online, and weather this storm. That's what would be helpful in this specific situation, and where that's coming from a place of service. Right. And we'll talk more about the next steps in a second, but I want to kind of talk through that and share that example. Same thing for another client of mine is coming to mind for someone who helps people invest, right? He was saying, hey, with the downturn in the economy right now, if you have the funds to invest in real estate, which is what he coaches on, now is a really good time because prices are lower, or they're going to be lower, and interest rates are lower. And so this is the smart time to buy in now. And so what he was doing, and we were talking about this, was really thinking through, okay, the people I've talked to before who had the cash, who were ready, they were just waiting for the right time. This could be helpful for me to reach out and say, hey, family, health, safety, that's the number one priority. However, if you have some time, if you're thinking about this, if you want some help with this, I would love to help you make the best decision during this time and navigate this right now. Because if you're thinking about that, then I want to help you. Right? So really thinking through, how can what I do be of the most service? So that's step number one. Step number two, this is key, price accordingly. And this is incredibly important because I have seen lately way too many people offering their incredibly valuable courses or whatever for free, their offers for free. Right? Or I even had a few of my students asking me, hey, how do you feel about me just offering my few hundred or few $1,000 course for free? And here's what I have to say to that. Again, we're coming from a place of, look, when you sell from that place of genuine being of service, you are being of service. So what that means is, guess what? You deserve to be valued accordingly for the value that you are providing. Now, I want to make it very clear. There is a time and a place for donations, for volunteering, for things like that. That does not mean that these need to go hand in hand with what you are doing in your business, especially if your business is one source of income or your entire source of income. It's just not responsible. And so this is up to you to feel into. But some examples I gave yesterday, I'm going to go over again today, is just if what you're doing is directly relevant and helpful, sure, there's a great opportunity for you to step up and add value via something for free. And when I say that, most likely if you're selling coaching or courses, it doesn't fall into that range. The two examples that I was thinking about, first, T-Mobile, right? Texted all their customers and said, hey, we're giving you unlimited free data until the end of May so that you can stay up to date on what's going on. That, I mean, wow, right? That really is relevant. It's helpful to their audience. It's directly applicable. Same thing for Loom, which is a software that lets you record your screen. They sent out an email and said, hey, for anyone who's in a school, in a university type setting, we know you need to use this time to connect and teach your students virtually. So we're making our plan free for all educators like that. And we're going to do it for life. Again, I saw that and I was like, that's real dedication. That's real commitment. That's really actually stepping up in a way that's directly beneficial to those people right now. If you're selling coaching or courses though, that's not the same thing, right? It's not going to be something, sure, you can argue that your coaching or your course is going to be directly applicable to helping your clients, but it's not like that software or something that can be used right now, like, for free directly in that way. And so what I say is, look, you can, if it feels right to you, give a ton of free content right now. Like I'm doing live streams, emails, Instagram posts, stories, YouTube videos, just on top of all of the regular free content I deliver, just like we're doing on this live stream. You can absolutely do that. But that is absolutely separate from your services, your courses. Keep those the way that you deserve to be paid the right price for them. It's of service to yourself as well, right? So price accordingly. hold on to the belief that you're being of service and of knowing the value that you are providing, because without that, it doesn't matter what the economy is like. It doesn't matter what's going on. If you don't have those core beliefs, you're not going to make sales. With those core beliefs, you're coming from that place of knowing you can help, you help with something really, really powerful, then yeah, you can absolutely make sales still. So price accordingly. And then the third step, which is really key, is to share it in a way that gets that across. So I'm going to give you some examples. And the key here is, I had some students come to me and say, hey, I'm trying to write, this message that feels helpful to the people I'm reaching out to or my audience to make this offer, but it feels a little bit like switch and bait. It feels a little bit just uncomfortable. And I said, hey, take a step back. Right? This is not about switch and bait. This is not about taking advantage of a time like this. It's about the two things that we just talked about. So what you need to do is you need to share that with your audience. That's really what it comes down to. So an example of what I mean, right? So for the real estate coach that I was talking about, an example would be to reach out to people who in the past expressed interest in getting his help with investing in real estate and sharing, hey, right? First of all, I hope you and your family are safe during this time. And I can't tell you how far just saying that goes, right? Just saying that and meaning it. I've gotten some like texts, emails from people I haven't spoken to in a while, just and because life gets in the way, right? And just seeing that and I've done the same as well. And I mean, for me, whenever I see that, just goes like to show, hey, like it just makes my day. There are people thinking about you that you might not even realize. And the same when I send these texts and emails as well, people are like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking of me, and because this is what times like these are about, is coming together and supporting each other. So starting with that, right? Letting them know that that's the top priority. And it's true, it is the top priority. But then bring it into what's going on. Hey, right? And you can be very, very upfront about this. I know this is a tough time. And if this doesn't feel like the time to talk about it, I completely respect that, right? That being said, I wanted to reach out to you because you and I had talked about, for this example, you wanting to invest in real estate. And as you might know, right, buying during a low, I'm talking in market terms now, but investing when the interest rates are lowest, the home prices are the lowest, is the best return on your investment, right? I mean, this is not a made up fact. This is a very true thing that every top investor in the world will tell you, right? So saying that, and I know you and I had talked about this, and you're a smart person. If you are wanting help navigating these times right now so that you're able to make the most of your hard-earned savings and drive the best investment, I'd love to speak with you about if now is the time for us to work together on this, right? And then you can wrap it up with this client. What felt good to him was he ended up saying, hey, if it's not, I totally get it. I also wanted to let you know, since we last talked, I put up some more free resources on my website. So if that's what feels good to you right now, you can go and check them out right now. And that, right? So you can see, again, that's coming from a place of not like fear, not manipulation, nothing like that. It's truly coming from that place of, hey, right? This is a time, this is an opportunity. If it's the time for you, I'd love to support you, right? Same thing for Nicole, like we were talking about earlier. It's a time when boutique owners are in need of help to boost their sales online, because this is very serious. A lot of owners, if their business depends on sales coming in through their physical boutiques and they don't have an online presence, they don't know how to drive more sales, guess what's going to happen? It's going to shut them down, right? And so Nicole can come from this place of sharing that exactly. Hey, I get this is a really tough time. I can only imagine what it's like to have to shut down the store. I wanted to reach out because I have been in the retail industry for about 20, 30 years. And I have weathered the ups and downs through big retailers like Nike, Ann Taylor, and more. And I'd love to support you in, maintaining your sales, your livelihood during a time like this, right? I'm helping you move more sales to online so that you can weather this. If you would, here are some ways in which I can support you. If you'd like to talk about how we can do that, let me know. It can be that simple, right? Now, I'll use myself as an example because as you guys know, I definitely walk my talk and want you guys to see that. So I'm thinking through what would be helpful to my audience right now and how I want to share that. So we had some promotions planned for the second half of this month. I went ahead and pulled those because they didn't feel right. We plan our promotions months in advance. So of course we need to pivot, right, when something like this happens. Now, that being said, I absolutely believe we have a lot of things that can help people in our audience. I'm taking a little bit more time to feel into them right now. And by a little bit more time, I'll probably get clarity on that in the next few days. Doesn't need to take that long. But here's what I believe, right? And this applies no matter what you do. There's always people who need your help, right? Just because all of the stuff is going on doesn't mean that people don't need help getting healthy, right? In fact, it's tough right now. Yesterday, my husband and I were this close to ordering like a big pie of pizza and just being like, you know what? Like, let's just get some pizza, right? Which in the grand scheme of things is not that bad, but it's just something that we try really hard most of the time to stay healthy and take care of ourselves. So same thing when it comes to what I do. Now, more than ever, we're seeing there's a need, right, for people, especially if your job is being affected, to add another stream of income, to maybe have to down the road replace your existing job. And so more than ever, I absolutely believe now is the time for me to step up and share that with my audience. I'm simply feeling into what that looks like, and I'll share with you some things I'm thinking through. First, I'm thinking through, my flagship course is Employed Entrepreneur. Do I open that? Do I add on some more live coaching to that for people in the program to really bring on some additional support? Another thing I'm thinking through is the price for that the right price point I want to share right now? And by the way, I want to make this clear. I don't want anyone walking away from this live stream thinking, oh my gosh, right now I can only sell low priced offers, right? That's not the case. Not at all. I mean, we're still continuing to make sales through our automated systems for this course, which is $2,000 because it's a big, meaty course. That being said, I already have that, right? So now I'm thinking through, well, what feels right to me? Does it feel right to me to offer something a little bit lower priced as another option for people who are just like, look, I want to get out there, I want to be doing things, versus, hey, I want to take the time now and start my website, which takes a little bit longer before I can go out there and connect with people, things like that. And so for me, something that I'm really playing with is I've got a lot of private live stream trainings that I've done in the past for my private clients. And I'm thinking, hey, do I bundle those together and do an offer on those? And they're very action oriented, right? So do I bundle those together and offer those at a lower price point? Or do I, which I never do I do a special promotion or a special price or a special way of support through some of my other courses that would be really helpful right now, like my course to really help you navigate your confidence during times like these, or my course on how to get more sales, right? So I'm thinking through that. And the reason I share that with you is because, again, it's important to really own this. Providing value does not mean that you have to discount whatever the value of whatever you're doing is. Step into that value. You can absolutely provide a lot of content for free. To be honest, I've had so many people over the years get massive results from my free live streams, YouTube videos, blogs, webinars, just like all my free content. So if someone was really determined and they're like, look, now's not the time for me to invest, you got all of that, right? So you know that your audience has lots of free resources from you. And if they don't, now's also the time to be creating it. But that aside, you're in business for so many reasons, and you have to value yourself. If you don't, no one else will, right? And so being of service is not the same as discounting or undervaluing your own value that you're providing. That's really, really important. So I wanted to share with you these examples and also what I myself am thinking, so you can see, okay, this is how I'm thinking through it. These are the options I'm thinking through. So you can see, again, just another example of, hey, I'm providing lots of free value. I'm being of service. I'm showing up. I'm leading. But that is separate, and that does not mean you've got to discount the experience, all the time, the blood, sweat, and tears you've put into creating these amazing products that absolutely deserve to be valued, right? So those are the 3 steps that really it comes down to I'm doing myself. I'm recommending that my clients do as well when it comes to sharing your offers during a time like this, right? First, feeling into how can I help? If it's customizing one of your offers, right? If it's sharing something that you haven't shared before in a different way, if it's adding some additional support, just like the examples I just shared. That's why I share them. So you could kind of see what I'm talking about, the tangible things and what I'm actually thinking through. Really think through that, right? Now, step number 2, price accordingly. Make sure that you're pricing in a way that still respects your value and the value you're providing, and keep that separate from the free things that you're doing. You can do donations right now. You can help out others. You can give lots of free content. Absolutely. But let's keep that separate, because your business is not a charity. You can serve and support in many ways for free, right? Just like we talked about, just like I absolutely do. But that doesn't mean you need to undervalue yourself, because you're responsible for your family, right? You're responsible as that example for your audience. If they see you doing that, that's just a domino effect that's not healthy for anybody. So that's step 2. And then step 3, sharing it from that place of, don't worry about, hey, how am I going to look, right? If anybody is being negative, that's on them. Have compassion for what they're going through, but that negativity is not okay, given everything that we just talked about. Share it from that place of just being real, of just coming from this place of, you know what, I truly believe that I can help you through this tough time in this way or this way, right? And it doesn't have to be financially related. Like I said, health coaching in this time can be very important. Relationship, really, whatever you do, someone still needs it. And sharing it from that place, when you share it from a genuine place, to be honest, if your sales skills, your marketing or copywriting skills are kind of, room for improvement. I mean, there's room for improvement for all of us, but especially if you're relatively new or there's a lot of room for improvement. If you come from that genuine place, it's going to be a lot more effective than any, sales, marketing, copywriting tactics or strategies, because people will sense that and people know what they want help with right now. So those are the 3 steps. Absolutely, feel into what's right for you, offer it, and then share it. And this is just another example for all of us to step up and just own that, look, we absolutely have a responsibility to do what we can for free to help others out. We also have a responsibility to set that example for ourselves, our families, and everyone else that, hey, we all deserve to be valued for the value that we're providing as well.